It's your boy King David. Let's go. Let's get it. Shout out to my new subscribers, my old school subscribers, and my TikTok family. Now, let's talk about it really quickly before I get on TikTok. Getting a late start. Just had a phone call from a homeboy. Put me onto a good idea. Look, we have a lot of things coming in 2024. Be ready. Devising a plan, y'all. Coming together. Let's talk about it. Look, the women out here, speaking of which, they love this type of guy. The type of guy that you are, take no crap, but listen to everybody's opinion. You know what I'm saying? That type of guy. The kind of guy where you stay consistent and your resiliency makes you stand out amongst the crowd. You know, you're the kind of guy where, you know what I'm saying, you move in silence. It's like a quiet storm type energy. Let's see if these big ass birds over here. Nope, it's not. I was talking to this woman on TikTok, one of my friends on there, and she was like, yeah, that creep looks really creepy. Like something out of a scary movie. I agree. I agree. Look, women like the kind of guy that's resourceful, that can get things done, fair, understanding, but, you know, kind of firm in his ways. Not kind of, really firm in his ways. They can't get enough. Now, obviously, every woman is looking for the Superman type of guy. They want this guy that has it all, everything. You know, especially the women that have a bunch of bodies. But with you, there's never going to be that perfect guy. No such thing. But with you, they get to get a guy that's got a lot of the qualities that they're kind of looking for overall and total. But no one's perfect, so they can't have the 6 foot, 6 figure, 8 inch, all that kind of crazy stuff all in one dude. It's not possible. But the kind of guy you are, you're also showing people that all of the horror stories out here about all men are not true, because you use logic and reasoning, you know what I'm saying, analytical statistics to help prove your points and get them across, and you speak in a way that everybody can understand. You're not trying to make anybody feel stupid. This kind of stuff makes it irrefutable, honestly. Women can't prove you wrong when you have stats and facts, you know, and they will try to, but deep down, any woman that's debating with you or arguing with you, she really likes you. Women, you know, going off the information we have off the dating websites and stuff, women ignore like 80% of men, meaning they don't even see them. That's crazy to me, man. And it's sad. It's really sad, especially those women claiming they can't find any guys. Most women are ignoring about 80% of men. It's so crazy, man. So you only have them really looking at 20% of guys. So if you're even one of those guys they're looking at and they're having a problem with you and they're debating and bickering with you, they still like you, because we see that women don't waste time on men they don't find attractive. Just is what it is, right? And if you're using the kind of stuff that I'm using, which is stats and facts and looking at the numbers, because you're the kind of guy where you know that there's propaganda being pushed where it seems like it's one-sided. It seems like everything and everyone in the powers that be are behind all women, and it seems like women don't have to be held accountable for nothing or be responsible for nothing. There's being movies made about women being put in power and TV shows, and the female rappers being put to the top, talking some of the most raunchy stuff you ever heard in your life. Nobody needs to know that kind of information about booty holes and everything like that and coochie color. And it's getting out of line, man. And you can see the writing on the wall as a man, that you're out here with no help. You don't get any government assistance. You don't get any EBT. You don't get any Section 8. You don't get no child support. You don't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? But you embrace this, being the type of guy that you are. I mean, a real man shouldn't want, you know what I'm saying, any kind of handouts. And while these women out here believe that they have masculine energy, they don't. They're just wild women. Because you're showing, you being the type of guy you are, that true masculinity is about discipline. You know what I'm saying? Resilience, determination. You got to be disciplined. See, as a woman, you can run around and yell and scream and cuss people out, and there's no consequence or repercussion. As a man, if you're not disciplined, you're going to jail. And once you get there, you're a slave. And that's where they wanted you to be in the first place. So if you can see that women are not being held accountable and they're not serving the same kind of punishment that men are, then you can tell that things are stacked against you and you have to move differently. And however men are moving, well, that should be considered masculinity. It shouldn't be whatever a woman decides that she thinks is masculinity based off of her life choices and bad decision-making processes with the guys that she dated, and she believed masculinity is something that goes along with her life choices. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And women, some women, and all the ladies agree with what I'm saying. They can't get enough of you. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Obviously, the females and narcissists can't get enough of you either, or they wouldn't watch you as much as they do. They wouldn't waste their time. So again, continue to embrace who you are, standing up against all the powers that be, where you have, as a man, no help. You will get no assistance, but it shouldn't be something that you're whining about. It should be something that you're proud of, because the system knows that they can't assist you in any kind of way without you doing what you want to do, probably manipulating the system a little bit and using whatever they give you for the people. And they don't want it to be that way. They want it to be only where women, because what do women do with their money? Women buy a bunch of nonsense and put the money right back into the economy, and they keep feeding it that kind of way. That's why they're the biggest consumer, and that's why they're targeted most of the time. And if we're not with them, then what are we doing with our money? Whatever we want. And it's not spending it on a bunch of junk that they're always promoting on these goofy ass commercials and everything else on TV and social media and the radio and everything else. So it's going to always be some type of way to try to figure out how to make it seem like men need to pursue women. When we don't, women are always pursuing us. There's twice as many of them as there is us. And they're going to always make it seem like the best thing in life is to be in a relationship. Do you know right now they're putting out some stats, the machine, you know, again, the propaganda machine, the powers that be, whatever. They're putting out more stats saying that being alone leads to depression. Yeah. And they're trying to say that you will, you know, die earlier if you're alone instead of being with. When you're a man and you've escaped the matrix, you're a Sigma wolf, and you see stuff like that where the news is putting out stuff talking about all of a sudden, out of nowhere, oh yeah, being lonely is one of the biggest leaders to depression, and being lonely will lead to you. They're telling women stuff like this. They know that dudes aren't listening. Confirmation, they know dudes aren't listening. They're putting stuff out there to put this in women's ears to make them push harder for wanting to be with somebody. They're trying to brainwash us both, but men don't fall for stuff like that. Like, I heard it and I immediately thought, man, they're trying to propagate or propagandize being in relationships while all men are talking about going overseas and stuff. The money must be getting kind of low in all this crap that women normally buy, so they're trying to find a way to force us. Because look at what they'll do. Sometimes they'll do like a travel ban. They do different things, right, to make sure we can't move and move around, and force us in a proximity with these women we can't really deal with, that have been brainwashed by the machine, that think that they're perfect and they ain't got to do nothing but show up. And while they're showing up, stay in touch with all their exes and every guy that they've ever known to make themselves feel better, by allowing those guys to stay in their life and make them feel good whenever they're feeling down, even though they're supposed to be with somebody. And also have a backup plan in case things don't work out, because most women nowadays go into relationships with that kind of ideology because they're just, you know, brainwashed right into whatever mainstream media and social media is telling them. And they go right into it. They skip nothing. They don't think about nothing. As long as it's allowing them to escape accountability for the bodies and the mistakes they've made previously, they go right along with it. They don't care what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? Coochie's pink, booty hole brown, all this dumb, nasty stuff that they're going to regret later on in life, dancing to, partying to, or being a part of. They don't even care. They don't even care. That's like being a man right now. Outside of the matrix, you see why the matrix does what they do with brainwashing people because it's so easy to do. Look at what they do. They put out the most goofy stuff. Sometimes they're basically telling you what they're doing, and people go right along with it like it's nothing. Oh, don't pay no attention to nothing, especially when it comes to women. They're not critically thinking about nothing. As long as it's going along with their plan, the only thing that women critically think about is a man going against, you know what I'm saying, the social norms and what everybody else is telling him what to do. Then they'll critically think about what he's saying and look for whatever they can across the internet to counter argue, you know what I'm saying, while still being some baby mother, you know, living off of Section 8 housing, having some type of government assistance or child support. And that's crazy. It's ridiculous. You guys hit that like button. Do me a favor, hit that like button and share the live if you can. Leave a comment. That'd be greatly appreciated. They do this stuff all the time, man. And like right now, they're seeing that the power is starting to shift, not to where men are in power, but things are actually equal. Meaning, instead of them just being able to do what they want to do and there being no repercussion, we're allowed to somewhat speak without being called, you know what I'm saying, toxic and all this stuff about how it's not equal out here right now and how women are delusional. Not all women and not ladies, but how female and some of these women are so delusional that they think that they can go ahead and rack up all these bodies in their 20s and think just because some really nice looking guy or couple of them or some rich guy or two flew them out, that they can find that somewhere throughout their 30s. It is ridiculous, man. There's no logic. There's like a group of women saying, I'm only gonna date a guy 6 foot and up. And I'm like, well, I'm 5'9", you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? 5'9", some change. You know what I mean? So that's what good would it do? It's not gonna get anywhere. They're not gonna listen. It's falling on deaf ears. Doesn't make any difference out here. You know what I mean? I really believe, and they don't even understand it, that they think that they're not oppressing people. And I also know that most women hate men. And I'm not going to say all, but I'm going to say that most women, from the looks of it, from a bird's eye view, they hate men. And I'm also going to say that things right now are set up for most women to despise men because, you know, if they were trying to do things fair, you know what I'm saying, showing both sides of the argument, the algorithms would only push one side, which is women saying all men are this and that, when they know they cannot say that because they don't know all men. They don't even know all men. So how can you say that all men are this and that or all black men are this and that? As long as they're able to constantly put their internet, you know what I'm saying, their internet foot on our necks and force us, you know what I'm saying, to not even be able to voice our opinions and how we feel about things, then most women are going to go off what they see online, which is mostly women acting like they're winning and acting like no matter what age they are, they can do whatever they want and still get what they want, get the guy they want. And that's not true. That's not true. So like I've said before, what a time to be alive. And if you're one of these men out here like me and my soul tribe over here, the wolf pack, man, look, you're being a man. You're not giving way. You're not like giving in on what some woman wants you to do. You're not listening to any babble about any kind of inequalities amongst genders. You're not listening to a bunch of this stuff. I hear women all the time trying to talk like, oh yeah, you know, my ex did this and that. And then I don't even want to hear that stuff anymore about what the ex has done because I'm not getting the truth. I'm getting her side of the story. I can't hear his side of the story. And what do most women do whenever they get out of a relationship? They blame the ex for everything. It's like they never, the thing I look for when a woman's running her mouth about what the ex did, I'm looking to see if she ever mentions what she did or what she could have done differently or any mistakes she made. If she doesn't say that there's any mistakes that she's made, then this woman thinks that she's perfect. And if she's blaming the ex for everything, well, was it an arranged marriage or something? Was it an arranged boyfriend? Because if it wasn't, you chose him and you can leave at any point in time. They do this thing where, you know, they're really funny about trying to control the narrative. That's how I know that when these women are moving wicked, when they're showing one side of things and they're hyperinflating a small group of males and calling them men, and they're making it seem like that's how all of us are. You know what I'm saying? Even though those women choose the men that they're with and no one makes them. See, the argument should be, you know what I'm saying, smashed as soon as a woman starts talking, when a guy should just say, well, how did you get with this guy? Was it an arranged situation where you were forced to date him? Or did you, and then women are saying things like, oh, well, he changed and da 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 da. See, that's still part of your vetting process. What do you mean he changed? Like, did he change throughout the time of 3 to 5, 7 years? Or were y'all moving quickly and he put a mask on and then he changed a few weeks to a couple months after? See, you didn't give it enough time to get to know him. And you're online showing one side of the story to make yourself seem like a victim. See, these women that are always the victim, but then talking about, I'm so powerful and I'm so strong, but I'm simultaneously the victim. You can't be the victim and be powerful and strong at the same time. You're either a victim or you're empowered. Which is it? You cannot be empowered and be a victim. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? And by being a victim, you're choosing the wrong kind of men. You're your own victim of yourself. You're choosing the wrong kind of men, continuously choosing the wrong kind of men, and then making all of us suffer for it by getting online and babbling about what Pookie and Ray Ray's doing, Brady and Brad. We don't care what those losers are doing. We know you're picking losers, because if they weren't losers, you'd be married to them. You'd be happy, and you wouldn't be online talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? See, this is the reason why ladies and women like, you know what I'm saying, this type of guy, the guy that you are, because you're able to see through the babble of a covert narcissistic female or some lame woman who don't want to do any better and want to be a victim all her life, while simultaneously claiming that she's a winner and claiming that she's independent and all this other stuff. No, you're not. You're a victim. If you have to get online and make it seem like all men are the devil, if you don't like men, then don't bother with men. You know what I'm saying? Just mess with women. You should have nothing to say about men, right? So why are you watching this all the time? See, listen, ladies notice this kind of stuff that we're talking about, and they're looking and they're watching, because, you know, for a while those alphas was running things, dude. I ain't gonna lie to you. They were running things, and when they were running things, they were saying some real crazy stuff. And it's really hard for a lady to get behind all that craziness. Like, yeah, I'm going to have, you know what I'm saying, a whole harem full of women, and you're going to just deal with it, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's not going to work out like that, homie. You can't be talking like that. Now, if you're talking about you doing it one woman at a time, and you honest, and, you know what I'm saying, if you telling her we ain't serious, stuff like that, then they'll listen to that kind of stuff. When you're speaking, if you speak fair, and you're not speaking like you have some kind of, I don't know, like, there's just some guys that be online that sound like they have some issue with women. Like, it's you can tell by the look on their face, and their mannerisms also kind of give them a way to kind of probably, you know what I'm saying, batting for the other team as well. Those guys I stay clear from. Some of the red pill guys don't seem like they like women. I don't really think they mess with women. You know what I mean? So it's on both sides. But you got to pay attention to that kind of stuff, man. And I just watch for women that seem like they're super jaded. But a lot of women and all the ladies that I run across have all supported what I do. Not all have agreed upon every, you know what I'm saying, sentence I've said or video I've posted. But for the most part, they always tell me they support it. They appreciate me putting the information out. It might seem like to you, just like with me, it seems like that women aren't listening, and every time that you go live or whatever you're doing, it seems like women are the only ones, you know, saying something, or the ones that have a problem with it. It's not just them watching. It's not just them listening. The ladies are listening too. I was on live the other day, and I had some female jump in there, and I started going off. And then I forgot what I said, but there's like 2 women in there. It's like, nah, we're listening. We're in here listening. You know what I'm saying? Continue. It's not just her. We're in here listening. Continue. So, you know, I'm giving you both sides of the fence. I'm showing you ladies are listening. They are showing up. They are calling out these females. But the females are the loudest ones in the room, because their content is pushed the most, because the machine needs for them to keep us subjugated. You know what I mean? They need to make sure that we're always oppressed. So you can't oppress men in any kind of way unless you start a war with us, and they're not going to do that. So what they do is control us through our women. They control us through the woman. We don't really want to be rocking the boat too much, and most of the time women do stuff just to irritate us, and all we want is peace, and they think it's funny and fun. It's really not. It really irritates the crap out of us, man. You know what I'm saying? And the real women appreciate we're putting out the information needed so they can understand what we're really looking for, because with the propaganda out there right now, man, you just wouldn't really know. Because they'll push some crazy stuff from the alphas talking too far to the right. And then they'll push some crazy stuff from the gynocracy talking too far to the left. And there's no medium or middle ground. And there's a lot of ladies in the middle. And there's a lot of grown men out here, wolves in the middle. So that's why I'm glad that women are listening to us. They are here for us. They are paying attention to the type of guy that we are. And I'm not going to lie to you. They are obsessed with us. And it's a good obsession. It's like, you know, they're always trying to catch what you're putting up. If you're at work, always trying to catch or see what you got going on, what you're wearing. If it's like friends of the family, you know what I'm saying? They can't wait for you to show up to a family function and pick your brain and stuff like that. So there's ladies out there listening, and even the ones hating on us, they're listening too. But I got another video for that coming real soon. That's the main video that I've got most of my notes on, but I wanted to get an AM video out because I appreciate you guys and all the support. The channel's growing, the videos are getting views like crazy. You guys are doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting things leveled out. I've come up with a pretty good schedule, and I know what I'm gonna do across all my different channels, but I have a bigger surprise coming. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, stay tuned, bear with me. I'm getting there slowly but for surely. All right, things are coming together. Again, I got a big surprise for y'all, maybe before the end of the year, but maybe like January, right? So things are all coming together, man. I got this. Appreciate y'all. Another video dropping, a nature meditation podcast, and then I will be going live later on tonight with the reaction video. I will schedule the reaction video so you will know what time it's going to be, and I probably will schedule the other video for today. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it again. Hit that like button. Share the live if you can. And if not, at least drop a comment. Everybody check in. Peace, love, and light.